Hey there, it's Jenny, and I'm going to share with you today how I planned this week in my memory planner. This is the follow-up to the week in November, November 30th. No, not November 30th. I'm sorry. It is the week of Okay, if you watched last week when I screwed up the dates, this is in conjunction with that. So the photos look familiar. That's why, because these were the original photos that I put down wrong and then I had to fix. So lucky for me, I've already trimmed these all out. They're all ready to go. So I am just going to put a little bit more adhesive on the back and stick them down to the page. As you can see, I have the dates of November 30th through December 6th at the top. This is really a week in November. So at the end, I will white out these dates and then put the correct dates down. And we will be all caught back up in terms of being in the right place. Now, because some of these were already stuck down with other stickers, I've had to, peel little edges off here and there that were still stuck there. Obviously, I could have used undo or something like that, but this ended up working fine. The couple that really had some more problems, I just trimmed that problem area off, just like that picture of my dog. Now here is my DIY sticker book again. I decided that I really wanted to use some of these beautiful peach florals that were left over from a super old sticker book. And I decided the best way to do that was to use the peachy color that is included in the Year to Shine as well. It felt a little November. I mean, it could definitely be construed that this peach color palette is a spring color palette as well, but I'm choosing to look at it as a fall floral color palette, even though I get it, it's not a traditional fall color palette, but I'm going with it because I want to, and that's good enough. Am I right? All right, so flipping through this book, again, as you can see, I haven't used it a lot. I mean, I actually have used it a couple of times, but there's just so many stickers included always that it's impossible to get to the place where you've used like a ton of the stickers. It takes a really long time. There is a little strip of the washi like sticker. Obviously, it's just a paper sticker though. I love that watercolor look from the little stripes that are painted on there, and it just helped elongate that decorative cluster, and I think that's really fun. I loved those little word strips that I had from the One Canoe 2 sticker book, but I decided to pull them off, not because they didn't work, they were fine, but it was just sort of a throwback to the other sticker kit, so it was better for me if I took them off, though it certainly wasn't necessary. I could have definitely left them. Now, I did have the Be Happy box that was this color palette as well, and so I was looking through those stickers, but I did use a lot more of those, so there weren't quite as many of those left over for me to use, so I was able to probably pretty much put those away. Now, these are some planner stickers that I bought on Etsy. They are a printable sticker. I think the shop is a pretty Planscape, something like that. Anyway, they're really great and they were really easy to cut, and the seller was really fantastic. I was having some issues at first and she helped me clear it right up. So solid thumbs up for that seller. I will link her down below. If you have a cutting machine of some sort, these were really easy to use, and they were just plain black sticker boxes, which I find myself needing because I've used so many of the ones in my Happy Planner book. Now I am making the decorative sticker box down below from one of those big, like 2-box wide ones, plus one of the old florals, plus one of the florals from the Year to Shine, and then a little quote. I actually absolutely love how that cluster turned out. And often I'm really happy with it, but having it be like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty is just so exciting because I love it when something really comes to fruition. There was also that little spotted area that I wanted to include as well. I thought that the spots were really pretty and it was a nice accent to those florals and the text. Couldn't use more text, I already had that. I already had enough florals, so those spots were perfect. Now we're going to build up in the upper right hand corner and we're going to do something very similar. I'm going to use the florals. I'm going to have this long stemmed one sort of pointing out, and then we'll use this other one a little bit down below. So it's a colored one and then just an outlined one. And I'm really happy with how that turned out also. I did have that one overlap the edge a little bit, so I'll cut it off so it's flush with the edge. I just like the way that looks. I feel like it really pulls your eye out all the way to the end and makes the page feel as big as it is and keeps you moving all over to look at all the little details. So look at that. We've got the basics down. We've got some of the planning. I don't know why I started planning instead of doing all the decorative first. Every now and again, I get a little bit distracted, I guess it would be the word. I'm not really sure. But anyway, it's finished now, so we're good. I also pulled out this stack of what I call the bullet point stickers that I still love to use a lot. And this is really more of a blush pinky peach. It doesn't quite match, but it's also not completely different either, so it worked out all right for me. I could have used the black ones since I did use the black boxes, but I really didn't want to because I didn't want that much contrast. I wanted it all to come together a little bit more, so that felt a little bit more natural. So I'm just continuing to put down the little half boxes to notate the plans and stuff. That's where the activities and all those things will go when I write those in like I did on the left-hand side. And for those of you who have been here a while, you already know this, but I will repeat it for any new folks that I do this because I am going to save this for posterity. And I love having the plans matching the photos or going together and telling the whole story of what our weeks looked like. I wouldn't have to put the plans down, but when I started this project several years ago, 2016 in January, we were exceptionally busy. I had 3 school-age sons, one in high school, one in middle school, one in elementary school, and I really wanted to catch a glimpse of how busy we are. So I'm not as busy anymore. My sons are a little bit older, but I am still capturing it the same way because I really just love the project as it is, and I don't feel the need to change it up yet. So if that day comes, I absolutely will. But for now, I really like it the way that it is. So we are just finishing up adding the plans. So look at that. Now we can think about, and who's this we? I can think about this. That's so weird, right? Anyway, I'm going to think about putting down, I still need to do the journaling. So I'm going to, that mat is magnetic. I was trying to think of the word, sorry. And then, so my ruler sticks to it. And that's how I'm able to make these nice straight lines really easily. Obviously, again, you can use a variety of different things, but I already have this self-healing mat from my scrapbooking, and the ruler works perfectly with it. I'm not using the mild liners this week. I'm just sticking to the Papermate flares, but I do love the way that it still all comes together, and I like how I am more often than not varying these days, meaning that some weeks I am using the flare and some weeks I'm using the mild liners, and that's really exciting and fun. But I don't seem to be varying how I stagger all the lines, and I doubt that I will anytime soon because A, I like it, and B, it's really easy. Trying to line up the lines is much harder, so I think I'll probably stick with this. I like to try to maximize this space for the journaling, and I think that that will probably get more apparent as we go in 2021. I'm really hoping to dive a little bit deeper into the journaling, and so I'm thinking about how in 2020 I've sort of been leaning a little more into the journaling than in the past as well, because again, as I mentioned, we don't have as much going on as we once did. So I have a little bit more room to dive a little bit deeper. And I'm really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying the transition to that, though it can be hard to figure out what to write because sometimes it feels a little silly, like to write about things. But I think that in the future, I'll feel really good about it and be very happy I did. Just like when I look back on my older planners, I'm so happy that I captured some of these details, either in photos or writing down the plans or whatnot. Now the drilling is finished, which is fantastic because we can add to the last little bits and pieces that need to come together on this particular layout, which is redating. So you can see I added that little decorative strip up there, and then I will take one of these clear month stickers, the November one, and put it up there at the top. So then we are getting a little bit closer to being all back on track. So now the dates obviously need to go. So I'm going to use my white out, if you will. I use a Tombow one. I really like it. And although I'm not sure it's any different, it just seems to work a little better for me. And white out those dates. And then I will use the clear date stickers from the same Happy Planner book and redate all of the dates at the top. That is it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the box below. Thank you so much for watching, and make it a great day.